control. So when an individual confronts you, you have to make a decision, take an action, and a reaction. If I wait for him to grab me, I have to respond one particular way. If he's already got me, I have no alternative but to strike and then focus my attention on the grab. Let's do that. Let's take that moment and actually let him get a hold of us, soften him up, but he's still got his grip. I've got to come back, okay? I hit down, I strike out, I come back. Let's cover that real quick. He grabs, hit down, strike out, come back. Let's pick that up. What we're picking up is the thumb pad. Our thumb goes on the back of his hand to turn this out. Right? Let's move out a little bit. Probably dumpy on the ground here. On the grab, strike down, hit out, come back. Lock this wrist and turn it out. Now the retraction, as we pull it to our hip, outbalances him. Now from this position, naturally, if I don't roll, move, or do anything else, I have to monitor his possibility of just kicking me out of reaction. But at the same time, if I step back and apply this or a stomp, any number of counters and techniques, and there again, if I'm going to dump him on the ground, I'm going to make sure I know where he's going. Okay? Let's take that same line. I destruct and hit and turn the other side. Now in this situation, I'm retracting to my hip and firing down with a down block, or firing down with a downward stroke. We consider them down blocks, and I try to reiterate that fact so that you start applying a block as an attack. Ideally, there is no difference between a block and attack. It really becomes mindset. So off the outside line, when I strike out with my right, I come down, up, pick up the thumb pad, turn this out. This also allows me to free my left hand up for striking. There again, you can see Mark's weight getting ready to go to the throw. On the inside line, I strike down, hit out, grab the back of the hand. My thumb pressure is in between his forefinger and his thumb, and I apply my arm bar or my wrist lock that way. There again, the retraction line from here is just like retracting a reverse punch or anything that comes from your hip traditionally. The retraction, your palm is in a position to be up. Therefore, that should extend his arm, striking down, or either into the knee spike or kick into the leg. Just a multitude of options that you have once you've been able to pick this guy up. So from the strike on the outside, 1, 2, turn, dump him. From the strike on the inside, 1, 2, turn, and dump him. This will apply either on his right arm or his left arm. Easy retraction. There's a lot of things we can do. We'll cover those. Let's move on a little bit. Take the destruct line into the trapping line. Very careful approach to this line. As you destroy something, you also either have to exit, evade, enter with force, and outbalance that individual so that you can trap him. Trapping sometimes becomes a byproduct of proper placed position, or put him in a position where he can only fire a specific technique. So as we destruct, which will be a deciphering factor of what style you utilize, so shall we trap, according to what system you're from, what techniques we're trying to apply from, and how you destruct is how you're going to trap. Those two things kind of go hand in hand. On a single hand line, I can do an inward, a backhand, and an inward motion similar to a figure 8 with a stroke. He'll take his left hand, I apply downward pressure off the back fist and forward pressure off the forefist. Allows me to hit and go to my arm bar. Let's take that again. Backhand, 1, 2, hang, hang, hang. So, downward figure 8. Of course, this applies off his left hand lead, boxer's lead, downward figure 8, inward figure 8, strike, strike, block, so on and so forth. Now, as I strike, I can strike with the backhand of my knuckles, or a very strong, stable knife hand, or even a palm. Each one will create a different response. The gunting, or the knuckle strike, bang, kind of he just fires that in general. Then you're closing in. All these strikes as you go have to start activate according to what range you're at. Let's switch leads for a second so you can see it from here. He throws the right hand. I fire the knuckles. Boom, that Gunting's out. There we go, bang. So there again, trapping isn't necessarily tying somebody up in a little bow tie and leaving them here. If I can immobilize one joint, one arm, one leg, his shoulder, or any other element, in essence, that's a form of trapping. I think what most people have seen are the Wing Chun traps where they get you tied up in little balls and things like that, and that's good, and we will apply some of those principles. But more than anything, we want to be able to destruct them, trap them so that we can immobilize them and put them into a lock to contain them. So down on that downward figure eight, right hand comes out, we swing down, palm comes up, we swing across. Now as I start to bridge in and close again, he allows that pressure to open that line, see? So I just went from the back fist to the forefist to the back fist, and as I gained momentum, closing on this and went to a straight punch, we activated trap. Very simple motion. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. See? Now if he doesn't activate the third motion, 1, 2, I get the hit. If he activates the third motion or I don't put enough pressure on there, boom. There again, if I don't distance on him, I'm staying out here and just parring, I can continue this motion all week. Maybe add the neighbor in, you know, and get it going that way. But in general, that's a good learning tool. As you can see, if I'm just staying out here, I'm activating, I'm opening a window, boom, he's firing at it, coming real close. I'll get a hold of you later. No, that's all right. Firing real close, and you're just fluctuating this. See, now at any time when that one comes, I can add that elbow. And then I can add that tonsau or the palm up. So 1, 2, elbow, forearm. So I can go from controlling the hand, with the hand, to the palm, to the forearm, to the elbow, to the forearm. And just by weaving in there like that, you create the motions. This comes out of the stick work, comes out of the knife work. You can see if a guy threw a punch and you hooked out with a knife, you come through and stuck the knife here, it'd be very devastating. We want to draw that devastation out and apply it to the joint manipulation. As I go in here and I palm a 1 and I get the hit, now I retract this back, utilizing that retracting line. If I haven't hit him hard enough yet, he can still fire a punch from there, which I'll weave through and come back and retract it into here. So we can tie those two lines together. The rising, the retraction, the pulling motion of drawing or retracting a reverse punch. Off the right hand, 1, 2, 3, there's the retraction, he fires 4, there's the retraction, the fire, the hit, and the arm bar. There's a nice sweep. So once you got the guy there, now if his foot's there and the knee's up, this is all about blowing some tendons, or blowing here, or kicking into the face. Body position is one of the key essential things to manipulation. On the DTL program, we want to put this guy right down where we can access it. Let's go into the cruzada line, or the crossing. Cruzada is just a Filipino terminology that explains the crossing or represents the crossing. The crossing in knife and stick lines covers many different angles. In the empty hand lines, you're crossing, maybe passing the hand and gunting it here, or crossing it there, compared to, say, a direct line sweeping action. Robert, just bring your hand down. Just to give you an idea, if you're across cruzada motion, you're pushing with one and coming through with the other. This works back and forth in this line. Off a front kick to the pelvic, you'd push that through and cut it back, or carry it back through that way. So the crossing line works like that in that element. On the gunting, with the cruzada, we use it to disrupt that or to collapse a joint. As I push that through, although I'm slapping with the fingers, which kind of hurts, it very tingles, in essence we'd be doing that with the knuckles, causing the Charlie horse